help me please.
Okay, help me please.
This is where real guests write in things that they're having a challenge with.
Okay.
And you will mentor them however you would handle the situation.
Okay. They don't know it's specifically me.
No, they don't. They don't know. But they're going to be so grateful that it is.
Okay.
So if you would like
what
to
if
pick
they
up
wanted
on
a different guest?
Then too bad for them.
Yeah.
They get what then they can take it or leave it, just like you said that you take or leave advice too. They can try it on.
Amen. Try it on.
Try it on.
This is fun. Well, Mark is 36 in Miami, Florida. I've never fallen in love, and I'm worried I never will. Help me, please. The good news is you're not alone. I think there's so many people out there of all ages. I mean, I'm 49. I've been in extraordinary relationships. I've been in love. I've been blessed to have some of the most amazing people I've ever met in my life as partners. But I'm single now, and I have the same worries sometimes. I think that the first step of advice I would give you is to know that you're not alone. There's nothing wrong with you, Mark. Because I think we can get in a cycle of feeling that there's something wrong with us. The biggest thing I want him to try on is that he needs to proactively feel good about himself before he can find a partner. And I think that mental health and physical health, eating right, not drinking, drinking as little as he's capable, feeling good, then he'll start to be projecting all of that feeling good, and he'll be more attractive to a potential mate.
Yeah, perhaps Mark should shift, if he shifts his attention to himself for a moment, right? Because sometimes we're just like we're not paying attention to ourselves because we are so fixated on the
hunting,
on the
for someone.
hunt.
Yeah.
And then we leave ourselves behind, or we show up and we're like a shell.
Yeah. I think Mark needs to feel good about himself first. And don't obsess about finding a mate. One's going to walk into your life when you find that you're feeling much better.
It's probably true.
I hope that was helpful.
That was really helpful. Do you want to go in for seconds?
Yeah.
They will appreciate it, whoever they are.
I hope I'm helpful. Philo, Philo. Would you say Philo or Philo?
I think Philo. That's a cute name. That's like a nickname.
Philo or Philo, from Houston, Texas. As an artist, it feels hard to present myself online how I see myself in real life. And I'm wondering if you have any tips. First step, honesty and authenticity. How do you feel? How do you see yourself in real life? I think even sharing this worry in a video as you're presenting whatever kind of art it would be very helpful to people. Open up with the authentic, honest thing. I don't know if this honestly shows my art, but I'm going to do my best to articulate it to you.
You're just saying if this is the problem you're having, then just share that. Yeah,
I think that, I think a lot of times we think we're the only person with a specific problem when that's crazy. Everybody has the same problem, versions of the problem or overlapping problems. So I think if you're honest and you're authentic and you articulate what you're battling, there's going to be a lot of community out there that show up and see themselves in whatever you're saying.
Or you'll accelerate the inevitable and get rid of the people who don't anyway.
Amen.
Right? Do you want to go in for thirds? You don't.
Does some guests not go for 3?
Some don't, and it's not that no one's really said no.
I'm
It's just
judging them. Ellie, 26, in Los Angeles. All my friends and family are in New York. My work is in LA. My life feels divided. Oof, I know this, Ellie. My life I think I haven't read the end yet, but I have a feeling I'm gonna feel community with Ellie. My life feels divided between coasts and I don't know how to approach it. Advice for me, what do you do when you always feel like your life is elsewhere? I have this exact problem. I live in both places. I have loved ones in both New York City and Los Angeles. My career is both in New York City and Los Angeles. And I feel very split on where I'm supposed to be at a given time. And you kind of feel FOMO for if you're missing out on something when you're in one or the other. I think, Ellie, you have to get real clarity on where your priorities are because LA is a very tough city to make friends in. But once you find your group and your community, it feels a whole lot more like home. New York is so social and you're walking around and there's just always feels like you're surrounded by people and it's so easy to meet people. You should get clear on if LA is not the city for you because I have a feeling that whatever your work is, you could find it in New York if you really feel like New York City is more where you want to live. You're 26, so you might still be deciding where you want to live. If you have the financial means, going back and forth is great. I always say that 6 months in one is the antidote for the other.
Yeah, I think the prioritizing thing is super wise because it's like there's also seasons to life, right? Like if right now your North Star is your career, then you're here and then you
Yeah.
build from there, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like you're building like it's what is the first, like where does everything fall
Yeah, she's
underneath,
26,
right?
right? So she's really building her career and her work is in LA.
Plus your friends might leave New York. I feel like that happens too.
That happened to me during
Did
COVID.
it? Yeah, everybody left. So
I know. I'm literally starting from scratch when I go to New York, and I've been calling myself out on it lately because I love New York. I love the theater. I love walking around. Post COVID, I've been going a whole lot less because all of my friends moved away. And lately, just like the advice I gave to Ellie, I've been calling myself out, going, okay, well, time to build new community in New York.
do you like spending time alone? Like, will you go there and hang out by yourself, or do you always want to see people?
I don't mind time alone, but I like to have. I don't want to spend too much time alone. I like to go.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to go to the theater with this friend, or I'm going to get
Yeah.
lunch with this friend. I like to have some plans.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I get lonesome.
Yeah, lonesome. I haven't heard someone use that word.
Lonesome?
No, I've heard lonely, but I've never heard someone use the word lonesome. I've read it. It's a good word. It's
I didn't think that was such a rare word to use.
maybe just for me, but
Lonesome.
yeah, either just
Do you feel lonesome ever?
Well, what's the difference between lonesome and lonely? Or is it the same?
I think they're the same.
My work has been trying to figure out, like, am I lonesome or am I uncomfortable being alone in this moment and seeking an escape mechanism by calling a friend?
That's great.
Right?
That's so good. Someone said to me recently, when you're feeling lonesome, try to feel gratitude and appreciation for your solitude.
Yeah. Sometimes it like changes if you just hang in with it a little bit. Like it might just be a nervous system like to feel lonesome. I really like the word. It's better than lonely.
I'm so glad I taught you a new
yeah,
word.
a new simple word. But sometimes it fades, right? Like at first you're like, like you jerk to the escape mechanism,
Yeah.
and then it like settles in and you're actually like totally fine. That happens with me with like a lot of like first feelings or thoughts. Like they don't last. But if I don't realize that they might not last and I don't sit there.
It's a practice skill, like anything. The idea of not rushing to need to do something.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like, really driven like you are. I think that you always feel an instinct that you should be doing something. And if you're not doing something, there's something wrong with you. So it's kind of conditioning your mind that it's okay that you're just sitting here alone, like staring at something.
Yeah, at the strawberry.
Staring at the strawberry.